The Massachusetts Broadcasters Station of the Year. This is Western Mass News at 6 p.m.
New developments in the sexual harassment allegations against Holyoke Mayor and congressional candidate Alex Morris. Good evening, I'm Beth Ward. The University of Massachusetts Amherst officially hires an investigator to take on this case. Western Mass News reporter Lindsay Kane joins us live with more. Lindsay?
Beth, this investigator has experience with Title IX cases and high-profile sexual harassment cases.
Any investigation that UMass wants to do, I will fully participate.
UMass Amherst announced on Friday they have hired an attorney to investigate claims regarding inappropriate behavior by Holyoke Mayor and congressional candidate Alex Morris with college students during his time as an adjunct professor at the university. Natasha Tidwell, a partner in a Boston-based law firm, is doing an independent review of the situation. Back in 2017, she was one of the attorneys hired by the state Senate to investigate allegations of sexual assault and harassment against the husband of then Senate President Stan Rosenberg. Political expert Paul Robbins tells Western Mass News over the phone that he believes the university has chosen a skilled investigator.
I think the university is doing the right thing in terms of the right and with the right person. So I think it all makes sense from the outside looking in. I think it's perfectly in line that they would do an investigation. I think they would be open for criticism, the university would, if they didn't do such an investigation.
This comes after the UMass Democrats released a letter last week disinviting Mayor Morse from their events after presenting allegations that he had sexual relationships with male college students and used his position for sexual gain. In a Zoom call on Thursday, Morse acknowledged he had relationships with students, but says he did not violate any UMass policies.
One thing I've been very clear about not apologizing for is being young, for being single, for being openly gay, and for having consensual relationships with other adult men.
Morse has said he thinks the allegations are politically motivated, coming out just weeks before his primary election matchup with 1st District Congressman Richard Neal. But Neal has openly denied he or anyone in his campaign has anything to do with the matter.
If you're Mayor Morse, the last thing you want to do is be spending time either defending yourself or responding to something like this, to an investigation like this, because it takes away time that you want to be campaigning. But it's probably the right thing to do.
Investigator Natasha Tidwell has asked anyone with any relevant facts to come forward. Live in West Springfield, Lindsay Kane, Western Mass News.
Lindsay, thank you. You have another chance to watch the two U.S. Senate candidates debate live next week. Representative Joe Kennedy and Senator Ed Markey will meet one last time, Tuesday, August 18th. You can watch it at 7 o'clock right here on ABC 40 and over on CBS 3. Well, here's a look at today's numbers of COVID-19 cases here in the Bay State. So far, the state reports 212 new cases with a total of 113,729 in the Bay State. There are 14 more deaths reported today. Statewide death toll now stands at 8,582. Due to the pandemic, the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame's 2020 enshrinement ceremony has been rescheduled to May of 2021. But what has taken many by surprise is the 3-day event will take place at Mohegan Sun in Connecticut and not in Springfield. Western Mass News reporter Leon Purvis is live outside the Basketball Hall of Fame with more. Leon?
Beth, back in May, the enshrinement ceremony for the class of 2020 got pushed back to a later date. At first, it was assumed it would be right here in Springfield, but now folks want to see how the late Kobe Bryant will be inducted into the Hall of Fame. They will have to travel a state over.
When I think back to January pre-COVID, I think about this was going to be the year of years. The Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett enshrinement.
But now that year of years for the enshrinement won't be happening in Springfield. Basketball Hall of Fame President and CEO John DeLiva tells Western Mass News it will be happening in Mohegan Sun in Connecticut for coronavirus reasons.
The reasons to move to Mohegan are very simple. COVID caused the fact that we have to move. We have to find a space that literally is in a bubble.
That bubble-style space will be similar to how the current NBA season is playing out under this new normal. So those in attendance won't be going outside the bubble at the casino.
This is not as tight a bubble as the NBA has. This is a location where we can bring people in and they can stay in one spot. The hotel, the convention center, all of the events are held in the same place.
They wanted to make this play call ahead of time.
We had to make the call that as if the event was almost happening today. We're able to do it at Mohegan Sun. We feel very confident about that. But I will assure people that Springfield is where enshrinement would be anytime.
D'Oliva says this is a one-time only move to Connecticut. Meanwhile, Springfield Mayor Dominic Sarno releasing a statement late this afternoon, which says in part, while I am not happy and very disappointed in this decision, I take John D'Oliva at his word that this is a one-time occurrence due to the circumstances he has stated. The mayor says he looks forward to the enshrinement returning to Springfield where it belongs. Live in Springfield, Leon Purvis, Western Mass News.
Leon, thank you. And for more coverage on the coronavirus emergency as it develops, log on to our free Western Mass News streaming app. The recent hot weather and below normal levels of rainfall leading to drought conditions all across the Bay State. State environmental officials have declared all 7 counties are in a level 2 drought. They say state and local officials need to put renewed emphasis on water conservation and to issue stronger restrictions in the most impacted communities. The wildfire risk is also heightened. They urge people to take precautions when using charcoal grills and other open flames outdoors. Well, another nice weekend on the way, but as we just mentioned, Janna, we could sure use some rain. Anything down the pike?
Only a little bit, Beth, and it's not looking like we're going to get much when we do get some rain, unfortunately. So not a whole lot of relief in that aspect. We're going to start the weekend dry, that's for sure. High temperatures today managed to get back into the upper 80s. So far, 87 in Springfield and Westfield. Orange beating us, checking in at 88 this afternoon. Temperatures have dropped just a little bit. We're still at 85. We have a ton of sunshine out there right now. Nice breeze out of the east, and dew points are in the upper 50s, which is pretty comfortable. Now, temperatures are currently dropping into the upper 70s for the hill towns and the Berkshires. They have a few more clouds out that way, and we will start to see those temperatures drop a little quicker as that sun gets closer to sunset, which is now before 8 p.m. And dew points have risen a little bit in the Berkshires as well, and we will all have kind of a bump in the humidity tonight, which is typical, and then it will drop a little bit as we continue into early tomorrow morning. So some patchy cloud cover moving off the coast tonight. There's actually quite a bit of rain off the coast too, which is partly due to a tropical storm Kyle, which we'll talk more about in a bit. But we are going to stay rain-free here across Western Mass this evening. Your evening planner looks good. 9 p.m., 76 and partly cloudy. We're back down into the 60s after midnight, and tomorrow morning we should start the day off sunny and 58 degrees, just a little bit of mugginess in the air. As we go into the afternoon, we're expecting a mix of sun and clouds, a little breezy at times, and temperatures will only make it into the lower 80s. Now, we do have that shower chance a little bit on Sunday, a little bit more on Monday. We'll talk more on that in just a few minutes. Beth, back to you.
All right, Janna, thank you. 2 men are in police custody after separate arrests last night in Springfield. Police say they arrested 31-year-old Brian Shanahan after an investigation into crack cocaine distribution on Long Hill Street. Shanahan is charged with possession of a firearm and possession with the intent to distribute a Class B drug. Springfield police also arrested 37-year-old Markendall McCauley after a chase last night. McCauley is charged with carrying a loaded firearm without a license and operating a vehicle without a license. Today, the Executive Office of Public Safety and Security launched a website that allows users to analyze detailed crime and arrest data from all across the state. Now, the state says it hopes this will promote accountability and transparency. The Massachusetts Crime Statistics site fulfills one of the requirements of the Criminal Justice Reform Bill signed by Governor Charlie Baker. The site was funded through a grant from the Office of Justice Programs, among others. It can be found on mass.gov.